Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
New this noon, a Texas inmate on the run over the weekend back in custody. Robert Yancey Jr. captured this morning in Matagorda County.
The 39-year-old escaped from prison over the weekend. Yancey is serving a life sentence without parole for sexual abuse of a child. The Office of Inspector General arrested 2 other individuals in Victoria.
The Texas Department of Criminal Justice says they're to believe that they were involved in the escape, and that included Yancey's own mother.
Now to the Rio Grande Valley. Happening today, Governor Greg Abbott is signing 2 border security bills into law in Brownsville. The legislation passed during the 3rd and 4th special sessions. One bill will set aside more than $1.5 billion for border security measures.
And that includes construction of new border barriers, and the other would make it a state criminal offense to cross into Texas from Mexico illegally.
Staying with the border, those communities continue to face challenges. The latest, rail operations are now suspended at bridges in Eagle Pass and El Paso.
So this is happening in order to redirect personnel to process migrants. We are joined by Representative Henry Cuellar to talk more about this widespread impact of the decision. Good afternoon, Congressman Cuellar. So you had tweeted that the reasons for the rail operations suspended at Eagle Pass and El Paso, it's because of the overwhelming number of migrants. Can you elaborate?
Look, in the last 3 years, we've had 5.8 million encounters at the border. As you can see in the video right now, there's just too many people coming in. When you're getting 10 to 12,000 people a day, and as you know, they'll go to Eagle Pass, they'll go to Del Rio, and a lot of them end up in San Antonio. You know, all you have to do is ask Catholic Services. So what's happening is that the men and women in green need help processing this, folks. So they take the men and women in blue, which is legitimate trade and tourism, and they're taken away from those bridges to help the men and women in green. So now immigration's affecting legitimate trade and tourism, like we're seeing in Eagle Pass with the trains.
With that being said, what is that economic impact of the suspension on Texas and places like San Antonio?
You know, anytime you stop trains from coming in or trucks from coming in, that affects the supply chain. And that just basically means the local economy and Eagle Pass and Del Rio are going to be impacted. The Texas economy is going to be impacted. And as you know, a lot of those goods are coming in into the rest of the United States. So it has an economic impact that's local, state, and national. Every minute, there's more than $1.5 million of trade, total trade between the U.S. and Mexico. Last year, we had $863 billion of trade in 1 year. So this just means an economic impact and jobs that will be impacted because of migration. We got to do a better job at stopping people, detaining people, and unfortunately, if they have to be returned, detain people, because right now they're getting the message to come into the United States.
We're going to talk about detaining people in just a few moments, but you yourself have called for more federal resources at our border. Have you spoken to the White House? Are they aware of these mass problems? And if so, what has the White House's response been?
Well, you know, I'm ranking member in the appropriations for Homeland. We need to put more resources, but it's not only adding the more personnel, technology, but it's also making sure that we have the right policies. We have push factors, which are people that are pushed from their country to come here, but the pull factors involves the policies. And if we don't do what President Obama, Secretary Jay Johnson did back in, the 2013, 14, and 15, and give people their due process, detain people, and then if they are not supposed to be here, you got to return them. You got to deport them, because look, the figures are very straightforward. 90% of the people that you're showing on your videos, 90% when they go in front of a judge are going to be rejected. So why are we allowing 100% when we should be allowing only 10% instead of the numbers we're seeing? That is the repercussions that we need to have. It's resources, but it's having the right policies at the border.
Like you mentioned, there is that immigration backlog, but let's go now to Texas SB 4, a Texas act that in part would create state criminal offenses related to illegal entry into Texas. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's a state issue, but I can tell you that it reminds me of what Arizona did in 2010. And in 2010, the Supreme Court took that law, and the Supreme Court said, hey, states are not supposed to be enforcing federal laws. So I think the state of Texas wants to test that again because there's a new majority in the Supreme Court. All I have to say is I wish that the state would work with the federal government and working together instead of going solo. They're going solo because they don't agree with President Biden's actions. But look, the men and women in green, the men and women in blue are doing their best. And I think there are ways that we can work together instead of going solo. But I think SB4 sometime in the future will be tested in the Supreme Court like Arizona did in 2010. And the Supreme Court said states are not supposed to be enforcing immigration law.
Congressman, before we let you go, I just have one question. So you say the state is acting solo, but you're also calling for federal resources. So do you see the issue here? Do you think that there's a misalignment?
Oh, without a doubt. Let me give you another example. When the state troopers do their truck inspections and they delay trucks, which is another reason why trade is impacted. The governor's office say, oh, we're trying to do this because we're trying to stop drugs and people from coming into the United States. There's only one little problem. The problem is that the state of Texas DPS can only check leaks, oil leaks, windshield wipers, and brakes. They don't even have the power to open up the 18-wheeler. So therefore, they've caught zero drugs or immigrants, but they delay impact. So that is one way where they're working solo. Imagine if DPS could work with the men and women in blue at our bridges working together. I think we could do a lot more. And I'm just giving you some examples where I wish that the state and the federal government would work together to stop the drugs and migration.
Another team that's working hard nonstop always are those nonprofits along the border. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
All right. Everyone who wants to watch that interview can do so on KSAT12 throughout the day. Okay, now back here locally. People in two separate parts of town dealing with a similar situation, trying to figure out how to recover from fires. In one case, a man will also have to recover from burns that he suffered. Katrina Weber shows us what fire crews at both scenes say stood in their way as they battled the flames.
The smoke billowing out of a home in the 2500 block of Schley Avenue just wouldn't quit. Therefore, San Antonio firefighters had to keep working for hours trying to make sure the fire was out. They believe the flames started around 4:30 this morning in a front room of this southeast side home.
And then it jumped over to the neighbor's yard, caught the carport on fire.
It also destroyed an SUV parked there and burned the outside of that home next door. The neighbors got out safely. Back at the scene where the fire started, firefighters found no one inside, but they did find plenty of belongings.
Right now, I can tell you we have dryers in the front room. We got washing machines in the front room. There's bicycle parts in the front room.
Firefighters say all of the items, both outside and inside this house, not only added fuel to the fire, but also put them in danger. A few hours later and miles across town, crews faced a similar situation.
They had the one room and contents was just full of stuff and just packed in there, and it was all burning. Also inside that home in the 5300 block of Indian Pipe, they found a man trapped and screaming. And they finally got him out through a back door. They had burglar bars on it, and they got him cut off and got him out. Firefighters say it's lucky they were nearby when the fire started, which allowed them to tackle those challenges quickly. The man was rushed to a hospital for treatment of burns and smoke inhalation. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And a look outside with live cam, 68 degrees. This is picture perfect, Sarah. This is a beautiful day.
It really is beautiful. You know, this morning we started off at 41 degrees, so cold this morning, but it's becoming really comfortable as we head into the afternoon hours. Here's a look at those current temperatures. 68 in San Antonio, 66 in Del Rio. Pleasanton, you're already at 71, 64 in Kerrville. And as you look a little closer to the metro area, still 64 in Bernie and Bulverde. But this afternoon, we're going to be up in the low 70s, all because we have very dry dry air in place. Now, this dry air is making it feel amazing outside, giving us chilly mornings, comfortable afternoons. Speaking of this afternoon, it'll be 71 in San Antonio, about 6 degrees above the average. Here's what we're going to talk about in the forecast. Dry and pleasant both today and tomorrow, but as early as Wednesday morning, we could have some dampness that could last through into the weekend as well. So enjoy the nice weather while it lasts. I'll also have a look ahead to Christmas, a Christmas sneak peek. What can we expect on next Sunday and next Monday? Those details coming up. Tiffany?
Thank you, Sarah. Now, a San Antonio woman hopes through her research to increase the number of Black women in higher education. This noon, she shares her educational journey and her message to other students.
I grew up really shy, and I feel like the classroom was where I thrived.
Jasmine Victor grew up in Northwest Houston, thriving at different educational institutions. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism from UT Austin and a master's degree in public relations from the University of Houston.
In both of those roles, I was doing higher ed roles, like a resident assistant or a teaching assistant, and so then I was like, I really like the higher ed piece of it, really. So then I came into educational leadership policy studies here at UTSA.
She continued to excel at UTSA, recently graduating with a PhD in educational leadership and policy studies.
The reason I ended up in higher education was just to help different young adults come into themselves and develop and learn different things about themselves.
Victor has started her postdoctoral research fellowship at the Urban Education Institute.
We do research that improves educational outcomes for pre-K through workforce in San Antonio and beyond.
Through other research, Victor found the percentage of Black women in full-time professor positions are really low, and she hopes to change that.
Ultimate goal is to get into a faculty position where I could be in the classroom setting, because I want to just increase the visibility of Black women in college classrooms and just help expose students to different things they may not have been exposed to in their childhood.
Victor is thankful for her parents who supported her in different ways. She has a message for other students.
But you should find the path that works best for you.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Great story. All right, not a great story. The Cowboys offense this weekend. What happened? We're going to break it down. Tough loss to the Buffalo Bills. What comes next?
Nasty weather is hitting communities across the country, and while things are pretty quiet here, those severe conditions could have an impact on us, especially if you have travel plans this week. Details after the break. Welcome back. A major storm system slamming the East Coast with torrential downpours, high winds, and flooding.
So power knocking out a lot of people, affecting more than 250,000 customers. ABC's Rena Roy reports 11 states from Maryland all the way to Maine, they are still under flood watches.
Severe storms slamming the Northeast, the system moving up the coast, bringing flash flood emergencies, reported tornadoes, and strong winds. Parts of South Carolina seeing more than 16 inches of rain, turning streets into rivers and stalling cars. A reported tornado striking Myrtle Beach, this shopping center suffering severe damage. Pieces of the debris ending up in the parking lot. Windows smashed after pieces of the building came flying through this van. Winds toppling trailers and knocking down trees into houses in Horry County.
When we were running, that's when we heard the glass breaking and we came out and then the tree was there.
In Florida, scary moments for this driver. Visibility so low he couldn't see the road ahead, driving right over a seawall into the intercoastal. His van floating. First responders, though, able to rescue him. In Newark, New Jersey, drivers navigating flooded roads. In Guilford, Connecticut, this tree crashing down onto a police cruiser.
And behind the storm, cooler and drier weather will arrive for the East Coast, but there will be some snow showers from western New York to Pennsylvania and down to West Virginia. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, we were just talking. Beautiful out here. Look at that. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful blue skies. But Tiff, you said it best a few moments ago.
I did.
Much different story here than the flooding on the Northeast.
Absolutely. And again, while we're looking at flooding out there, the aquifer needs a good drink of water. It's down 0.2 of a foot over the past 24 hours. We need some rain. We have some rain in the forecast, maybe to hopefully knock down this mountain cedar count. Mount Cedar is high past 3,000. Molds are low. More on those rain chances coming up.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. So this weekend, it was beautiful out there. Did you make it out and about?
Yeah, we were, just exploring the outdoors this weekend with my daughter. She loves to be outside, so it's like the best. And I know that you were also outside?
Yeah, we made it on over to Fredericksburg, and Sarah Spivey gave us great advice. She's like, it is going to be a perfect day to walk outside. And of course, she delivered.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it was a great day. But Tiff, I bet you had to bundle up your daughter in the morning, and then in the afternoons, it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
today is another one of those days. We're well on our way into the low 70s this afternoon. Outside right now, nothing but sunny skies in San Antonio, and it's 68 degrees, 70 at Rio Medina, 64 in Bernie, 64 up in Kerrville. Temperatures this afternoon going to be climbing into the low 70s. So just a few more degrees here around 3, 4 o'clock. It's going to be 68 in Helota, 68 in Bernie, 71 in Bandera, 69 in Seguin, and 69 in New Braunfels, 71 in Uvalde, and 71 in Devine, where it will be feeling fine. And then this evening, temperatures are going to quickly cool as they have been the last few evenings. So if you have Monday night plans, maybe to catch some Christmas lights or things like that, it's going to be nice and chilly this evening. By about 11 midnight, we're going to start to dip into the upper 40s. And notice that clouds are also going to be increasing later on tonight. That's the sign of some changes to come, but tomorrow's going to be a nice day still. A lot like today, a cool morning and a comfortable afternoon. As we take a look at the weather setup, you can see those clouds already starting to increase out to the west. So these cirrus clouds are going to be over south central Texas tomorrow and over San Antonio. Even though it's a busy travel week, there are some travel woes across parts of the northeastern portion of the country. Around the Great Lakes, dealing with a lot of snowfall. That's only going to last for a little bit because these areas are expected to see a warmer than average Christmas after the system moves through. And then we've got a lot of rainfall across areas in the northeast nearer to New York and up into New England there. It's 68 degrees here in San Antonio, as I mentioned. The colder air is going to stay to the north. We're really not going to see much colder weather than what we saw this morning. This morning our low was 41. I do not anticipate us being cooler than that for the rest of the week. But we do have dry air overhead, all because of this high pressure system, this surface level high. You can notice how quiet it is across the central portion of the U.S. because of this high pressure system. Now, as this high moves off to the east, winds are going to turn around to the southeast here in San Antonio tomorrow. That's going to allow for our moisture to slowly increase. Gulf moisture will slowly increase, so much so that by Wednesday morning, I think we will have some areas of mist and drizzle on Wednesday morning and on Thursday as well. Mist and drizzle in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday. By Friday, we could even see some light rain, some more organized light rain. About a widespread, scattered to widespread coverage there with that light rain on Friday. Do not expect much in the way of rainfall. In fact, we'll talk about rainfall potential coming up in the next half hour. But for now, we want to get you through your week. Again, notice tomorrow a cold morning, but we're really not going to have those cold mornings anymore after tomorrow morning. High temperatures near 70 degrees. Morning mist and drizzle starts on Wednesday and Thursday. Rain on Friday. And then over the weekend, we could still see hit or miss showers. That includes Christmas Eve. Here's your Christmas sneak peek. I expect a small rain chance on Christmas Eve Sunday, a high near 70. And on Christmas Day, a high near 70 as well. Still a small rain chance on Christmas Day, but we'll be able to refine that forecast. So how will this Christmas compare to Christmas past? There we go, tongue twister. I'll have those details coming up.
Love that Santa. So cute.
Oh, it's really cute. All right, big Christmas gift if you're a Texans fan. What a win. And the irony, the Titans were wearing the Oilers jerseys. We're going to break it all down in just a few moments. And of course, a special Sunday for San Antonio retiring Tony Parker's jersey. But it was another Frenchman who put on a show. We're going to explain next.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
How about them Cowboys? So they went into Buffalo looking to build off the 5-game winning streak, but they fell pretty flat. All right, take a look. The Bills will get the ball, opening the drive. They go down the field. Latavius Murray, and he is able to push his way into the end zone. He broke the plane. That's 7-0 Bills. Latavius not denied in the scoring effort. Second quarter, same score. Bills quarterback Josh Allen Rolling to the right, firing James Cook. 18-yard score. The Bills double their lead, 14-0. They would lead the Cowboys 21-3 at halftime thanks to Allen, who gets in on this keeper. Look at that, looking like the Eagles out there. Closing out the first half scoring. Fourth quarter, Bills still dominating. Handoff, Cook again breaking through the middle. 24-yard touchdown run, making it 31-3 Bills. Cook had a career best 179 yards on the ground, 25 carries. So there's still time left. Rain is coming down. There's 3 minutes left in the game. The Cowboys finally, wait for it, little sneak attack here. CeeDee Lamb to the right, dives in a little too late though. Sorry, CeeDee Lamb, it still counts. 31-10, and that is your final. All right, so Dallas 10-4, but they're 3-4 on the road this season. So we asked why.
And that's why I said I wish I could put my finger on what's the difference in the home team and the away team that we're approaching this thing. But it's about going and finding those answers. We've got some great problem solvers. We got men that know how to prepare, stay true to the process, not panic because things didn't go our way for one game. I think that's huge. And with those problem solvers, we'll get the answers we're looking for. We'll close that gap and plan to come out next week continuing that.
All right, they got to solve the problem quick because they're facing the Dolphins on the road in Miami Sunday, 3:25 p.m. at Hard Rock Stadium on Christmas Eve. All right, how about to our Texas team that won? Tennessee Titans wearing their Houston Oilers throwback for the home game with the Houston Texans, and that upset pretty much everyone. First quarter, Will Levis diving in from 1 yard out, QB keeper. The Titans lead 6-0. PAT was no good. Texans ball. Case Keenum, the man, the myth, the legend. Well, he getting start at quarterback. Remember, QB1 is hurt. Throws it to the wrong guy. A little miscommunication on Texans, and the Titans cash in. Elijah Molden taking it back 44 yards. The Titans would lead 13-0. They led 13-3 at half. Fourth quarter, 3 minutes ago, Titans tied up. Keenum to Noah Brown, 3 yards, and the game going to OT. Love that. Less than a minute left in OT. Texans running back Devin Singletary breaking through the line, appears to have a 43-yard walk-off, but John Mechie called for offensive holding, nullified the score. No fear. The Texans kicker is here. 4 plays later, Fairburn from 54 yards, and it is good. A walk-off win as time expires. And of course, D'Amico Ryans, Case Keenum, hugs all around. So, Texans, look at them go. Sitting at 8-6, winning record, something we did not expect. And here's the best part if you're a Texans fan. They actually eliminate the Titans from the playoffs. Huge win for the Texans. And, of course, Case Keenum.
Wearing the name of Houston on the front of my jersey, which I've done for a long time, and to get to do it again and represent for our city, for our team, it means a lot. It really does.
Yeah, with Case, he just has the experience, right? He's been there. He's done that. As he told the guys, this is not his first rodeo. He's been there. He's won big games. This was a big game for us, and he stepped up and did. He's been there before, so it wasn't too big for him.
All right, next up, Browns taking on the Texans Sunday, noon, NRG Stadium.
Some big wins there.
Oh, it was fantastic. It's a great day of football yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched too much of it.
I know.
All right, we got a lot more to come here on the News at Noon.
Here in Texas, we're no strangers to wild weather, but 2023 ran the gamut. A look at the major weather events of the past year in the next half hour.
And we have a recall involving chicken, why the manufacturer says people should not eat the product. We're going to explain.